Welcome to Canary Wharf. This is London's financial super hub, where the majority of the world's finances are done here and in the City of London also. Right now, I'm in the new Eden project in Canary Wharf. And in this video, I'm going to be taking you around the entirety of Canary Wharf, showing you the stunning skyscrapers, the underground mazes, and also the beautiful scenery here in Canary Wharf. Now, if you have never been to Canary Wharf, this is based in East London, near the docks or near the River Thames. It's near the O2 Arena. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Now, I'm going to be showing you first of all the Eden project in the Canary Wharf, but as you can see, they are already building new stuff here. Now, let's check out this brand new project. This Eden project is part of the new Canary Wharf scheme in order to try and make this area better for people to actually live, rather than just trying to work in some of these buildings. But this is a nice little area for people to come and have their lunch. On the weekends as well, people bring their families here, but it's just overall a very, very nice area. As I am local to this area, I can show you some of these buildings. So right there, we have Morgan Stanley, and this one here is the Virtuous building, which is an apartment complex block. That one, I'm not too sure what offices are in there, but let me know in the comments if you do work in there or know below. As you can see, there is lots of wildlife here. Now, as I said, this is a stunning project that has been recently built by the Canary Wharf group here, and it is effectively an attempt to modernize and get people to actually live here in Canary Wharf, rather than just working here. Now, if you come to this area during the weekdays, this is actually filled with people having their lunch, obviously, because it's such a beautiful and scenic area. So I'm currently heading towards the station where I came out of, and I'm going to be showing you the entirety of this complex. Let me know in the comments down below if you do work in this area and how much do you like this area. So that there is the main entrance to Canary Wharf. Now, just before I go underground and show you the absolute maze of shops downstairs, I'm going to show you this absolutely beautiful garden that they have here in Canary Wharf called the Jubilee Park. It is a stunning green space in the middle of this absolute massive concrete jungle, and they have these really cool statues that they have put on these nice waterfalls. They have benches here to go ahead and eat your lunch, come out and hang out. But this is a beautiful garden that is very, very well kept for a garden in London. As you can see, people walking their dogs. It's quite early on a Sunday morning at the moment, but believe me, this area and these chairs over here, they get seriously, seriously busy in the summer, and also seriously busy at lunchtime here in the financial district. Now, in Canary Wharf, you can get down to many of the malls from so many different entrances. There are just entrances everywhere to the stations, and it slightly reminds me of Hong Kong. If you haven't watched my video about Hong Kong, I'll link it down below and go ahead and watch that. You can see that this garden is quite big. It is very big. They could have chosen to build a gigantic skyscraper here, but instead they decided to build this really nice green space. Now, I'm going to take you downstairs into the absolute maze, but first of all, check out these absolutely gigantic buildings. That there is the Infosys and MasterCard building. And I'm going to take you over there to the docks, and I'll take you around that side just after we have come, so stick around to the end of the video. You can also rent Santander bikes and also Lime bikes here. For a short amount of time, you could actually rent the electric scooters here in Canary Wharf, but I can't seem to see them anymore, and I think that they may have taken them away just because they're a slight nuisance to the people who actually live here. This is one of the entrances to the Jubilee Place. This is one of the two malls that are underneath Canary Wharf. They have Christmas trees up already. Now, underneath in this place, many people compare it to a maze, and they can't really seem to navigate where they're going in this place. And it's true, the first time I came here, I could not figure out where I was going or where I needed to go, as Google Maps isn't that great down here. It kind of shows you where things are, but because there are so many levels, it's difficult to fully navigate. And this here is the main area of Canary Wharf. They have so many different nice lunch spots. They have a Chipotle, they have Itsu, Nando's, Wagamama, Five Guys, and also a pho Vietnamese place. So they have pretty much every coffee chain you could imagine. They have a Pret-a-Manger. Now, within the UK, things are generically shut on a Sunday. And at the moment down here, the M&S food hall is shut, but you can see it's getting very, very Christmassy in here. This is actually the first level of the entire place. It looks like there is actually more downstairs, as you can see. Right in there, they have a huge Starbucks. And as I was saying, on Sundays in the UK, things are not open that much. Things start to open around 11:30, 12 o'clock, even in a place like this. These Christmas trees were not here even just a few days ago. But if you are looking to do some shopping here, they do have lots of nice clothes shops. You can get your nails done in there. Some more women's clothes shops. And of course, the Rolex store. This place in December, when people get their bonuses, is, I think, where people go to spend their bonus. You can get every coffee shop imaginable, Cafe Nero, and more eye testing shops also. Now, I've just walked back, but we are now heading down to the second downstairs area. Now in here they have Wolf Kitchen, as you can see. That's a place to get all different types of food. They have Leon, and of course it's very Christmassy down here also. Again, every shop you can think of. Black Sheep Coffee, Paul, and also shops that are coming soon. And an Olenstein. This place during the week is absolutely packed. The salad kitchen, all it does is sell salads, and it is super, super busy. Now I'm gonna head back upstairs and I'm gonna show you the second mall, which is actually Canada Place. Now, of course, Canary Wharf is the financial hub of London next to the City of London, but here the average salary is £105,000 per year, making it one of the highest salary locations in the entirety of the UK and even some parts of Europe. Before Canary Wharf became the financial district, this was actually just a dock. Canary Wharf was named after the Canary Islands due to the dock's history of importing fruit from the different regions of the world in the 19th century. And during the British Empire, the Isle of Dogs was once a major hub for shipping and trading. And during the British Empire, they would dock up their boats here and offload whatever they may had. In the 1980s, under Margaret Thatcher, this place underwent some massive changes. It was almost like the Americanization of this. And Brookfield Asset Management actually took on this project and funded a great deal of it in order to get it to where it is today. Brookfield Asset Management is a Canadian company, hence why there's things like Canada Water, Canada Place, Canada Square. There was a huge funding from the Canadian management company called Brookfield Asset Management. However, today, Canary Wharf is actually 80 to 90% owned by the state of Qatar. They have bought up the majority of the buildings here, but I believe the land still belongs to potentially one of the dukes in the UK. Please let me know in the comments below if I am incorrect. Of course, when coming to Canary Wharf, you cannot dispute this absolutely beautiful 1980s style architecture building of, I believe this one is the Canary Wharf building, and it is just located in One Canada Place. Before we head inside of One Canada Place, I want to show you some of the buildings here in Canary Wharf, as if you like architecture, this place is absolutely beautiful. Something that I notice here as well is everything is very clean just because it is privately managed and not actually managed too much by the Tower of Hamlet's borough. But in this place, there are lots and lots of financial hubs. As you can see, we have the Barclays building. You can see just in the corner to the left there is KPMG, the consultant company. We have the HSBC building, and just to the left of it, right here, peeking around the corner is, of course, Bank of America. They have lots of American companies here. They have the big four consultant companies here: Deloitte, KPMG, EY, and I've forgotten the other name. But they have many of the large British banks are also based here, not just the American banks. And right here to my right is also Citibank, inside this building right here. Now this place isn't just all banks, there is some nice places to get some food as well. As you can see, there is a nice Shake Shack. I've eaten there many times. And since it is Christmas, there is a gigantic ice rink. Now, would you believe me if I told you this is actually a temporary structure? It looks pretty solid to me, but this is actually a temporary structure that is put here every Christmas. They have some other food options here as well, like Oaxaca, the Mexican place. They have a terraced bar called the Park Pavilion, and this really nice outdoors area for this bar area. I'm not too sure what. This one is called the Parlour. Now, as I said, it is Christmas, so there is a gigantic ice rink here, as you can see. It looks absolutely beautiful. Just before we go downstairs, I wanted to show you this place called Crossrail Place. This was built not too many years ago. I think maybe 5 or 6 years ago this place was built. This is a huge, pretty trippy tunnel that takes you to some of the bar area in this part of Canary Wharf. Let's head downstairs and we're going to go into the Canada Place Mall, which is the second mall here in Canary Wharf. On the north side of Canary Wharf, you can see that they have built some foundations here and it is just still going on. That bridge just leads to nowhere at the moment, but if I was to take a guess, that bridge is going to connect over there to, that is Poplar Station. Now hopefully that does connect, because Poplar Station and Canary Wharf, although they are literally within a stone's throw of each other and I can see them, it is mega hard to get from Poplar to Canary Wharf without a car or without jumping on the DLR to go over to this station over here. In this area in North Canary Wharf is a quite new part. They have lots of different food and drinks areas and this cool little unused part of the stream that they have then turned into this sort of art piece. But if you are arriving here into Canary Wharf, there are 3 different stations that you can effectively get off. There is the Canary Wharf Jubilee Line station that is currently shut. I think it's just because there is some Jubilee Line works going on. There's also the Jubilee Line DLR station and the Jubilee Line Jubilee station. There is also the Canary Wharf Jubilee station as well, as you can see there with this good signs pointing you in the right direction. In this building here is effectively like an indoor food market, and some of the food in there that I've had is pretty okay, but some of it is pretty naff. And this cross bridge here is what we was just inside of just a minute ago. Up there are also more restaurants and a Crossrail Palace Gardens. But just look how massive and beautiful that building is. Wow. But let's head into Canada Place Mall. You can withdraw some money in Santander if you like, but they have one of the only gambling shops here, which is Coral, and there is a Blank Street coffee. You can buy yourself some merch or some nice drinks from Blank Street. But this is the second mall inside Canary Wharf, which is more maze-like than the other one. So you can come through that entrance there, but at the moment I am going to go right and show you some of the food and coffee options. Within here you can buy all sorts of things. There is Coco di Mama, which is a pasta place. Tony and Guy, you can get your hair done. They have EE to change your broadband mid-shift. And of course, Greggs actually has a pretty big influence here in Canary Wharf. There's a big one inside the station and an absolutely massive Greggs here that has a seating area, everything. I've never seen a Greggs that big. Of course, more coffee, they have another Pret. And one of my favorite lunch spaces, which is Wasabi. You can see in here also, this place goes all the way up, and I'll show you all of the levels inside of this place. And that is why it is seen like such a maze. They have another Paul coffee shop. Interestingly, there is actually one of Europe's largest go-karting centres right here in Canary Wharf in the financial district. Right underground, underneath my feet, there is a huge go-karting place. They effectively repurposed an old unused car park underneath Canary Wharf and turned it into a giant go-karting place. And it is called Capital Karts, I believe. But things are getting nice and Christmassy here in the financial district. Let me know in the comments below if you have ever been to Canary Wharf and if you have ever gotten lost down here in this maze. Luckily for myself, I've been here many times, so I've effectively mapped this place out in my head, which is something that I wasn't planning on doing, but just happened anyway, just because of the amount of times that I have been here. I have Leon, and of course, Buns from Home. Now, I can't show you inside every single shop, but I'll try to do my best. Head up to one of the next levels. Now, this is effectively the ground level, and over there you can go up to the DLR station, which I'm not going to do right now. If you do want the entrance for Capital Karts, it is through there. But here we are on the ground level now, where the cars are driving. But as you can see, they are advertising these homes for virtues to actually live here in Canary Wharf. And in all honesty, it is a beautiful place to live. Here in the Isle of Dogs and Canary Wharf, rent prices are pretty expensive. Things can range between £2,000–3,000 for a one-bedroom apartment, or things can range to £10,000 for things like a 3, 4, or even just a penthouse here. This area of Canary Wharf is one of the original parts of it when it was built. And you can see by the style and the architecture of these buildings. Now, right here, before Credit Suisse went under, this was the Credit Suisse building. But since you can see just there, the sign is now gone. And a lot of these buildings are pretty grand. They were very grand in their designs. And you can see the glass ones just behind. But right there is called the Mini White House building, and it does look just slightly like the White House. Of course, this was built by Americans and British, so there is lots and lots intertwined between the two. I'm going to be walking over to one of the other parts of Canary Wharf. You actually have to take a bridge over to here. But there is lots and lots of restaurants, and for all you Brits watching, there is actually a Wetherspoons here. Yes, you can get affordable pints here in the financial district. Now, if you are here wanting to do some activities, I believe that guy there is fishing, but there is Fair Game, which is a really cool place to go, and many people. But over on this side of Canary Wharf, you can see some history that is still standing here. These are some of the cranes that would have lifted the boats out of the water, I believe. And they have still kept them here and painted them black, but I think the rest of them have been removed in general. You can see there is a giant duck, and that is for the Fair Game. But over here, you can actually hire these boats. They have a little pod around them because it is winter and absolutely freezing. but you can hire these barbecue boats as well as just like regular boats that you can take out of your friends. I'm not talking about this barge, I'm talking about these little pods right here. At the moment, not sure if this was captured on camera, but this bridge is really bouncy up and down. So if you don't like the thought of falling into the ocean, then this is probably not for you. And you can see here, I'm not too sure whose boat this is, but there is a beautiful yacht parked up here. And there are many, many yachts parked up here in Canary Wharf. But for some history, this is the old Ledger building. I think the Ledger building is just over there, and this is one of the original buildings. But this was actually converted into apartments. There are lots of apartments in here, and then the downstairs area is now restaurants. They have things like Pizza Pilgrims, lots of different nice burger restaurants, Burger and Lobster, the Sipping Room, and of course it's getting nice and Christmassy at the moment. And just off in the distance over there, I'm not too sure if you can see, but that is the powerful City of London that I'll be doing a video on soon. So make sure to subscribe for that. This other really large building over here next to the Crane Towers is actually a Marriott hotel. So if you're from out of town and you don't live here in London, then this Marriott hotel is probably one of the best options for you. Right now I'm walking towards Amazon Fresh and on the other side of Canary Wharf, but first, look at that beautiful building. It's a very interesting architecture, but there is the Big Easy, which is a barbecue restaurant. It's very, very good. Oh, let's check in here. What are they building? Not too sure, but it looks like, my guess is another skyscraper. So Canary Wharf recently launched as well that they are becoming one of the life science hubs of the entire planet, and especially the life science hub of London. And I believe that all of that stuff to the left of me right here is what is going to be built. Let's go check out the other side of Canary Wharf. Put my cap on here because it's gotten really, really sunny all of a sudden, even though it may look sunny, but it is freezing here. As you can see, this is a result of some of the new stuff that has been built here. There is a brand new Amazon Fresh. Now, of course, this isn't just an exact thing that has been built because of the World War II docks. As you could just see then, on the Saturday morning weekend, people are walking around with tripods, people are taking photo shoots with professional photographers. This is a pretty good place for people to just film, and it seems like a very, very interesting place where I'm not live, no, just a video for YouTube. Just got stopped there by the nice security guard just to have a chat and ask me what I'm doing, but they're very friendly here, all very, very friendly people. But anyway, this here is the Row restaurant. You may notice from YouTube, that's where they film all of their YouTube videos, but here is quite a new dock development. This wasn't here even 2 to 3 years ago. This is a brand new development of the dock, and on this side of Canary Wharf, that side there is the old Isle of Dogs, and that is actually the old MI6 building from many, many years ago, but is now no longer used. But here is the One Park Corner building, as well as many of these other these are not actually office blocks. All of these are in fact apartments, very expensive apartments. And these apartments behind me are part of Canary Wharf's initiative to get people to actually live here rather than just working here and commuting from elsewhere. There is only a couple thousand people who actually live here in Canary Wharf, with on average about 100,000 people a day who work inside of these offices just to my right. And in total there's about 400,000+ people who actually work here, but of course many people work from home now. This is an absolutely beautiful new development here in Canary Wharf, and if you've watched some of my other videos, I have done videos over here talking about finances. Now, just over there on the Isle of Dogs is that blue yacht, as you can see. That has been docked up there for many years, about 2.5 years or so. Now that boat that I just showed you behind me has been docked up for many years, and that is actually some of the Russian oligarchs' wealth that is trapped within the UK. And I believe that whichever Russian oligarch parked it up there, the Ukraine war broke out and the UK sanctioned many of their assets, and that is just one of them that is sitting there. Absolutely tens of millions of pounds just sitting there on the water, and it hasn't moved since. Now this is a brand new part of Canary Wharf, and this is where people actually do live, so I'm being kind of quiet not to disturb anyone. But in Canary Wharf they have lots and lots of pieces of art here. As you can see, this is one of them. This is one of the kind of freaky statues, but that's not a real person. This is also one of the other pieces of art here in Canary Wharf. This whole area has been in redevelopment for literally the past 40+ years at this point. Since the 1980s until now, this has just been ongoing, and each and every time I come here, there is something new, and it is absolutely beautiful. And the new thing that is being developed at the moment is even more apartments. Let me show you them right here. Oh, quick side note, this is Emilia's pasta kitchen. Absolutely beautiful pasta, and a lot of the ingredients are actually imported from Italy. But let's check out, these are some of the brand new apartment buildings here. And if you want to go and buy one, you can come here to the marketing suite, put down your payment, and you can move in pretty much as soon as they're finished, and I would say that they are almost finished. There is even more development going on over here, but it's currently closed off to the public. They have this thing that is very similar to New York. You can see here, they're actually marketing this as number 8 Harbour Square. You can see New York style. And it's very interesting to see that this is going to be called Union Square. And it's a very similar New York redevelopment plan. And if you ask me, that building over there looks really like a New York style building. The same as that one just over there also. And that is maybe like Manhattan, the new office blocks. If you are hungry in Canary Wharf here, they do have things like Patty and Bun, which is a very nice burger place. Mallow, and also Dishoom, if you're in the mood for some Indian food as well. This Mallow place is a vegan only place, but if you're not fancying just vegan food, then you can hop just across the road to Hawksmoor Steakhouse. Since this is a very futuristic part of London, you do have things like Amazon Fresh here because the trust level of the people is pretty high. You do not need to pay anyone at the cashier. I'm sure you've seen this many times, but you do not need to pay anyone at the cashier, and you can just tap out with your app. They have changed it now, so if you don't have the Amazon app, you can just tap with your card also, and it charges you automatically. This is a really cool concept. The prices in here are actually pretty affordable as well. They're not absolutely overwhelmingly expensive. But you just pick up your stuff, and there is a sensor on all of these, and of course many cameras in the ceiling. And that will detect and pick up what you have picked up. I didn't get too much footage in there just because it was super busy, but I got my can of Coke and walked out. Many entrances to Canary Wharf Station. And this is an area in the summertime that has actually London's only free golf course. You can see some of these other buildings. One of the big financial consulting companies is an EY, and that is also a WeWork inside of there. It is almost 12 o'clock here, so I'm going to go ahead and get some lunch. If you did like today's video, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as hit the like button as well. If you do want to check out some more travel videos, then check out my Vietnam, Korea, Hong Kong videos down below in the playlist.